video, I'll compare the two popular lactic acid products from Amlactin, the 12% lactic acid one and the 15% lactic acid one. Both these products are not recommended for your face. They're for the rest of the body, particularly for the back of the neck, the arms, the legs, the bottom area, the butt area, and in your thigh area. Both the products are good at providing a deep exfoliation. They not just exfoliate, but they also hydrate the skin. They add intense hydration to the skin, and this hydration helps in getting rid of the dryness and the flakiness and the redness and the itchiness in the skin. Because of the intense level of hydration that both the products add, they're not classified as exfoliating products. They're actually classified as moisturizers. The 12% one is called the Daily Nourish Lotion, and the 15% one is called the Intensive Healing Lotion. Both these lotions can be used when you have dryness on your skin, flakiness, redness, and when the skin is very itchy, or when there are tiny red bumps on the skin. Or maybe you don't have any of these skin concerns and you just want to use them to keep your skin in a good, healthy state. So the only difference would be if you had these concerns, you would use them more frequently than if you had no concerns and just want to use them more for preventive measures and keep your skin in a very healthy state. The 12% product uses ammonium lactate. Ammonium lactate is a derivative of lactic acid. The amount of ammonium lactate it uses is equivalent to 12% lactic acid. Now you see, Amlactin gives everything, all these derivatives in terms of lactic acid, because in the skincare ingredient industry, lactic acid is more popular than, I guess, ammonium lactate. So the ammonium lactate used in this product is equivalent to 12% lactic acid. The 15% Amlactin product uses three different types of lactic acid, three different derivatives of lactic acid. They are ammonium lactate, sodium lactate, and potassium lactate. All three of them together is equivalent to 15% lactic acid. Now, lactic acid belongs to a class of ingredients called alpha hydroxy acids. They're very gentle exfoliants. So what happens is, cells in the visible layer of the skin, that's the top layer of the skin, the old cells have to fall off regularly and make way for the newer and the younger cells from the deeper layers of the skin. But often some of these old cells don't fall off on their own. They're very stubborn and they all cling to each other. These stubborn old cells cling to each other and they form a thin layer on the visible layer of the skin. And exfoliation is the way to make sure that this doesn't happen, and when it does happen, we can get rid of it. But since we don't exfoliate our body as much as we would our face, we often tend to ignore, which we shouldn't, but we often tend to ignore our body, the exfoliation in our body. This thin layer can gradually build up and become a slightly thicker layer, and skin in that section becomes very red, dry, dehydrated, itchy, and flaky. And fixing this skin concern would need a deep exfoliation. Just gently exfoliating won't do. And that's where this 12%, the high concentration of 12% lactic acid and the higher concentration of 15% lactic acid is very helpful. The second concern that these two products are very good for is a condition called keratosis pilaris. Now what happens is, this usually occurs at the back of your neck, the arms, or the leg area, or in between your thighs, or in the bottom butt area. So what happens is, some of these old stubborn cells which are supposed to fall off and are not falling off, they all gather and they clog the openings of the hair follicle. And when they clog the openings of the hair follicle, that results in a tiny red bump. And in time, gradually, there'll be multiple tiny red bumps in a section of the skin. And that condition is called keratosis pilaris. And both these products are effective in getting rid of that. And people with eczema and dry skin are usually more prone to getting keratosis pilaris. How effective are these two products in fixing keratosis pilaris? quite effective. How do I know that? Because a lot of dermatologists prescribe one of these two products to fix this concern. So it has to be good. A lot of studies have been done to show that it's very effective in fixing this skin concern. Apart from exfoliating, apart from providing this deep exfoliation, lactic acid, especially at the high concentrations that it's used in both these products, can boost the production of ceramides. Ceramides is a molecule in the top layer of the skin which help the skin form a strong protective wall and reduce the hydration loss from the skin. So we can say that ceramides actually help the skin stay hydrated. So lactic acid, by boosting the production of ceramides, it's actually helping retain hydration, helping skin stay hydrated. Now the 15% Amlactin lotion, apart from the lactic acid, it's got a higher level of lactic acid, so it's going to be more effective in producing the ceramides and in exfoliating the skin. And in addition to this, it also has few other ingredients, few other ceramides which are as ingredients present as separate individual ingredients in its ingredient list. So that's more ceramides, that means more hydration for the skin. Both the products have glycerin. Glycerin is a humectant, it's a water magnet. It's going to pull water molecules, hydration from the atmosphere and bring all that hydration to the surface of the skin. So that's additional hydration that both these products offer. So both the products have added a lot of hydration. We now need to retain that hydration. Otherwise, this hydration would be lost into the atmosphere through evaporation, and that's where mineral oil comes. Both the products have mineral oil and ingredient mineral oil. It's very effective, super effective in retaining that hydration. It forms a seal on the skin surface and prevents all that hydration from evaporating into the atmosphere. Both the products have that. Now the 15% one, apart from mineral oil, also has petrolatum. Petrolatum is actually what's found in Vaseline, and it's also found in a lot of nappy creams. Mineral oil is also found in a lot of nappy creams. Petrolatum further strengthens that seal and further prevents the loss of hydration through evaporation. So I guess the 15%, because it's got the petrolatum as well in addition to mineral oil, is more effective in retaining the hydration in the skin. So in the hydration department, the 15% product is definitely the winner. And when it comes to exfoliation as well, the 15% does exfoliate much more deeply than the 12% because it's got a higher level of lactic acid. See, hydration, apart from keeping the skin hydrated, soft and plump and glowy, it's important because it helps the skin heal. Now you see, all the dryness and the flakiness and the itchiness has aggravated the skin, and when skin gets aggravated, it needs to heal. It needs to heal quickly. Hydration helps the skin heal quickly. Now, if hydration wasn't there and if the skin doesn't heal fast, skin becomes dehydrated. And once skin becomes dehydrated, more of these old cells become stubborn. And when there are more old stubborn cells, we again get that redness and the itchiness and the flaky skin and all that red bumps. And that's what these two products are good at. They don't just fix the two concerns at that time, they also equip the skin with all that hydration so that the skin can do better next time. A lot of people on the internet forums say that apart from keratosis pilaris and the dryness and the redness and the itchy and the flaky skin, this both these products are also good if you experience a condition psoriasis. What if you don't have any of these skin concerns? Would you still use these products? Yes, you would, because you do need to exfoliate your body. But what you wouldn't do is use them as frequently as you would if you had any of these skin concerns. If you have these skin concerns, follow the directions that's there on the bottle. I think it says you can use up to 2 times a day. If you don't have any of these conditions and just want to look after your skin well, then you would use it maybe 2 times or even 3 times a week. I guess you would normally use a good moisturizer which doesn't have an exfoliating agent for your body, and then twice or even up to 3 times a week, substitute that lotion or cream with one of these two. 15% is definitely more effective than the 12%, but you would go for the 12% if you've got sensitive skin, because if lactic acid is a bit too strong for you, lactic acid is not strong, but if you've got sensitive skin, it can be, then you would opt for the 12% one. One final thing, Amlactin also also has another product in the 15% range, which is exactly similar to the 15% lotion, but it's a cream. It's got a few additional ingredients which can add more hydration to the skin, and it is also good at retaining that hydration. So it's more hydration, same level of exfoliation but more hydration, and it's got a cream consistency. So if you don't like a cream consistency, go for the 15% lotion if you don't have sensitive skin, that is, because if you have sensitive skin, you would just go for the 12% one. But if you don't mind the creamy texture, then that's a clear winner. I would just choose the 15% Amlactin Intensive Healing Cream. It adds more hydration than the 15% lotion. That's about it. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, please give it a like and do subscribe to my channel. That'll really help me a lot. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.